Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look and highlighting Giratina Origin form here because it is so amazing. Now, I've shown this plenty of times, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at it again, and we're going to be using the same team that we did use in our last video here just to show you that it's just a matter of consistency to rise up. Like I said, if I keep using this team, I will hit Legend. And it's a matter of consistency and picking Pokemon that you're comfortable using and that are going to be able to hold up quite nicely in the Open Master League. Alright, so with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for new, turn notifications on, and we're going to be pairing it up with the newly made Zacian, which is, I'm going to have to say, I could have just made another take a look at Zacian again, because I'm going to have to say, we've already discussed this, but my gosh, if you have the candies and you have, you know, maybe somebody with a lucky trade, you don't necessarily have the best IV Zacian around, make those lucky trades happen because it's absolutely amazing. Undeniably good, and using it myself as at almost level 50, it's just so dang OP. A fairy with Snarl in close combat, give me a break. And then Melmetal to back them all up here. Solid spammy Pokemon to cover a lot of what is in this meta for those fairies, and then potentially those steel types and everything else in between here. If you do enjoy my videos, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on, and I hope everybody's having a good holiday season. I'm going to go see my family later, which I haven't seen in probably 1 year to date. Alright, let's go. Alright, next battle, we're met with a bad lead up against a Metagross. Now, the thing is, yes, we're Fairy. We're taking super effect from the Steel, and a Meteor Mash is going to be able to take us out. But we're also going to be able to fight back with Snarl in close combat here, or Wild Charge if that's something you're going with. And we're going to be able to do some good damage before we do retreat into our Metagross, and unfortunately not catching anything, and we're going to go ahead and have to shield up that Earthquake. Now they're bringing in a Dragonite, which does have superpower, and now it's going to be able to kind of fight back against those things as opposed to before where it kind of was just sat dead in the water. But now you gotta have to look out for that. Granted, they are going to be lowering their stats, but it doesn't really matter as long as they build up to that. And I mean, look at that damage. That's pretty stinking good as opposed to just hitting them with not very effective. Taking them out, still holding on to one shield. And we will be able to get to a charge move, depends on what they bring in here. It's going to be that Metagross. I was thinking that we're going to be able to farm me down, so we immediately swap into the star of the show, Giratina, and then going for an ominous win, knowing that they don't really want to let this go, because they do have something in the back that's also going to be weak to Ghost here. So we're getting a shield with the ominous win. We can let this go. Side Strike, they're going to be able to spam me again. So what's going to happen is, hopefully I didn't tap on the ominous win, and we're going to be able to farm up a little bit extra here. Oh boy, unfortunately, we already did and locked ourselves in here. This is not going to be enough to take them out, but we're going to be able to farm them down here. Did we get the boost? Did we get the boost? I don't think we did. I wasn't paying attention, but we are going to be getting it during this battle, or during this video, I should say. Bringing in the Melmetal, getting to the superpower, and that's going to be about a wrap for us, taking that win here. Let's get it. So this team is going to have a little bit of trouble. My friend told me this too, as I was noticing it as well. He's like, you know, look out for those Mewtwo leads. That could be a little bit of an issue, as well as a Metagross. I feel like Metagross is not as big as an issue as Mewtwo lead for whatever reason, because we have Giratina to farm up big time. And then if they have Steel in the back, then we can take care of it with our Melmetal. But for the most part, I wasn't really finding too many leads to be troublesome with the Zacian here. And then the Melmetal and Giratina in the back. So the Giratina is going to be best buddied and equipped as well. So it is going to have the level 51 going for it. And it is not going to be 100% IV. I do have a better IV, regular Giratina, but I wanted to just go with the shiny here. So we're going to retreat with the Zacian, holding on to a close combat with quite literally 1 freaking HP. So I'm really trying to finesse this battle to see if we can pull it off here. Going for a Rock Slide, of course, because I mean, superpower is not very effective. And going for another one here. All right, things are getting a little bit close. We've gotten both shields, and we're still holding on to 2 ourselves. So let's see. I think I kind of screw this up. So we let the close combat go, bring in Giratina. They have their own Giratina in the back. And okay, this is interesting. We could let this go. Dragon Claw is going to do a decent amount. Getting to the Shadow Ball on the shieldless opponent here. Giratina as a tank is going to be able to kind of just absorb this here. And we're not going to be able to really farm down comfortably unless we do shield. I think we're going to actually have to double shield here. And where I screw up is I should have threw the ominous wind. But now we're unfortunately shieldless. And they're surviving with 1 HP. Okay. Bringing in the Zacian, and I'm immediately going for the Shadow Ball here, as they're going to be hitting their charge move as well. Swapping into our Zacian. with the 1 HP and going for the close combat, just trying to make up for the situation. Unfortunately, they did not lock themselves. So that's about a wrap for us here. They're going to hit us with a play rough, and they're freaking winning with 1 HP. Are you kidding me? Alright, so moving it on to our next battle here. What are we going to see with that Zacian in the lead? A Dialga, finally, that's what I want to see. Yesterday was crazy with the Dialga leads. It really depends on what you do have at the back for them to show up in the front. You can pretty much pull them almost every single time if you do have the right Pokemon in the back, as well as depending on what your set was for the last set. If you went 5-0, then it'll probably give you a little bit of a harder counter up in the front there. Alright, so bringing in the Melmetal to absorb that charge move, no problem. Going for the Rock Slide because there's no point in going for a Superpower. And they're bringing in their Giratina here. So this is okay. They're going to be able to farm up a decent amount of energy. Zacian doesn't resist that. We do have Play Rough, but it does take a minute to get to. They still have 2 shields. We have our own Giratina, but we do need to worry about them now farming us down. And we're going to throw another Rock Slide just to do a little bit more damage before we do go down. And unfortunately, they're going to have a decent amount of energy built up on that Giratina. Now, we don't have to necessarily go for a Shadow Ball now to take them out, so there is that going for us. Our Snarl on the Zacian is going to be able to do a decent amount, but let's see what happens here. Going for the Ominous Wind, we're using our first shield. I'm assuming they're going to use one as well. Okay. What do you have in the back that's... I wouldn't say necessarily is going to be weak to Giratina, but they just kind of like this situation here. Going for another Ominous Wind and getting our last shield, unfortunately. They got a Metagross. Oh, no wonder. So I'm thinking they're going to let it go because maybe, you know, I'm trying to get their last shield, but they shielded up a freaking course. So we swap into the Zacian, going for the close combat, and they're going to kind of be forced to throw here. They're not really going to be able to build up or farm us down because we're just not that weak. And close combat's doing a ton of damage. This is why Zacian is just so stinking OP, because of that spammy charge move that it does have. And we do have energy left over on our Giratina, throwing it in and going for the Ominous Wind. And of course, there's a little bit of lag right before we do take the win here. Let's see it, and we take it. All right. Now, we are going to be seeing a game where it does kick me out. You know how it does. It just, right when you're about to win, instead of lagging now, it just force closes the whole freaking game. So I guess that's ruling out anybody trying to cheat or do some sort of a lag switch, right? Oh, that's still occurring. Okay, you better freaking believe it, but the game has just got even more bugs that are just happening solely by the game. And apparently it's happening more so to Android users. I don't know, maybe a few iPhone users are experiencing this, but it seems like all around that this game just runs smoother on iOS. As much as I want to convert over to that, people have been saying, you know, do it. You know, it's going to make your gameplay so much better. Here's the little secret I'm going to tell you about iOS compared to Android, okay? First of all, I'm not, you know, it's not like Samsung is some sort of ethical company, but it is not as evil as Apple, that's for sure. But when it comes to these corporations, they're all freaking evil to the core. But Apple is a very special breed of sinister evil, that is for sure. With that said, not only that, but they're very controlling. It's like a freaking controlling relationship here. With Android, I can roam the internet, download what I want, what images I want, what songs whenever I want, without some sort of subscription or paywall or this or that. I can just get it. Apparently on the Apple phones, you gotta go through all kinds of different outlets to get your specific images or songs or whatever the case may be, and you don't have the freedom like you do on the Samsungs. And that's as simple as that. There you go. That's my explanation why I do not go over to iOS. I know they run smooth, they look good as heck. I had a friend who was using one, and I was trying to navigate. I was like, my God, I feel like I've never used a freaking smartphone in my life. I don't know how to push back button. I don't know how to go to the side. What is this? Like, I just take this phone away from me. I don't like it. Enough about me bashing on iPhone users. I know they're great. I'm just being silly here, right? So don't take it to heart. All right, next battle, we're met with a Garchomp. Okay. Now, they're not retreating because it's still not a horrible matchup here. They go for Sandtomb, which is, you know, just tickling us. Dragon Tail, not very effective. Don't need to worry about that. So they've lowered our stats. And they're bringing in a Mewtwo. Sounds good to me. We haven't used the shield, and they've used one, and this is a great situation for us because we're always going to let that first charge move go. It doesn't matter if it's a Shadow Wall, if it's a Side Strike, or if it's an Ice Beam. Ice Beam is going to be hurting the most, of course, but we do not need to worry about it. So they're going to be letting it go, bringing in their Garchomp, which is pretty smart to farm us up with that super effective Dragon Tail. Letting that go, knowing that they can survive here, building up all that energy, and putting most of their hope into their last Pokemon here. Bringing in the Zacian. Earth Power is going to be bringing us down pretty low. It's not going to KO. So we're going to let it go. And they are hitting me with an Earth Power. We're going to go ahead and swap. This was so stupid, folks. I know. What am I freaking thinking? So I shielded up. It is a Sand Tomb. All right, I wouldn't call it a bait, but they definitely got our defense down, and they swap into our Melmetal. So I'm thinking, what am I doing? I just gave them the win. Who swaps into a Melmetal with that much health left? I'll tell you who. Poke. That's who does it. All right. So, I mean, we have some sort of situation working out here for us. And I'm thinking, hold up. Can we pull this off? I go for a rock slide here. I'm like, I don't know why I did that. They survive, and I still take them out there. Okay. In comes the Garchomp, and at least they're not going to be able to farm us down even faster since we didn't debuff our defense by 2 stages, I guess. And swapping into the Zacian, I'm like, no, we're going to play a little bit of a combo breaker and take the win up against that Garchomp with a close combat. You better believe it. Next battle, met with another Garchomp, coming back for some revenge. Oh, you better believe it. Okay, you want some? Bring it on. Let's go, buddy. All right, so let's see how our opponent does play this one out here. This is another reason why I want close combat. You always want close combat. Play rough, and I don't go with wild charge. If you do, that's great. That's fine. You do what you got to do. I just find that having 2 moves that are going to debuff you by 2 stages is a little bit much. I know you build up to 2 and you do that whole thing there, but still it's a little bit nerve-wracking as opposed to just going for a charge move and then knowing that you can let things go. Shielding that Sand Tomb up, they got me. You got me. So we're debuffed by 2 stages, and that's okay. Building up to do close combats. I think we're just going to throw the 1 here and then bring in our Giratina. Okay, perfect. Because we kind of want to preserve the Zacian for whatever they do have in the back, because close combat play rough is going to be doing a whole lot to a whole bunch of things. So going for the ominous win, not enough to take them out. They're retreating. Looks like they have a little bit of energy, and they got an Excadrill back there. So this is okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. We have a close combat ready to go. Zacian with a decent amount of health, which actually can't really take a hit. As far as a charge move is concerned, we can take those quick moves, and then we do have that Melmetal here. So we got their last shield, and that's perfect. It's already a wrap. All we got to do is bring in the Zacian, go close combat, and we're going to be able to finish this off with the Zacian. Thank you very much, Giratina, the star of the show here. Bringing in that Zacian, going for the close combat. And then we're going to just, I think do we shield this up? Okay, we let it go. And then we bring in our Melmetal, a couple of Thunder Shocks, and we take the win. Okay, let's go. Like I said, I'm rising up with this team. It's just a matter of bringing you new content. So if you could hit that like button, I really would appreciate it, because I've seen a lot of you saying, you know, just use the same team, rise up, we got your back. Oh yeah? Let's see you hit that like button. Let me see what it looks like by the end of the day. We'll see. I don't know, we might try to keep on going with it, but I don't want the content to get dull. But if you see me on the venture of trying to get there and show me support, well, that's a whole nother story. All right, anyway, great lead with the Dialga. They're swapping into a Melmetal. Melmetal loses to Giratina. Okay, very nice. And at this point, can we farm them down? I think that's what we're going to actually try to do here. A little ambitious, and they're going to be swapping, trying to catch. Now, I go for the ominous win here because that's all we really need to do with Dialga, so we can cleanly take them out with a close combat at this point if they let this go. Well, does this KO? They might survive with a couple of HP. Wow. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come freaking on, man. Are you serious? 1 HP. Okay. And they got a Togekiss in the back. All right, so I got to build the illusion here. We're going to pretend that we have Wild Charge, building up to 2 of those. All right, we're getting a shield. Great. Going for the close combat because it didn't look like we're going to be able to make it to another play rough here. And it's just damage. You know, some is better than none here. Bring it in the Melmetal, and we're going to go ahead and just, you know, do our thing here. I think we're going to want to shield this up. It could be a flamethrower, and there it is, which would have done a decent amount of damage. Swapping to catch with our Giratina, and I do believe, if I recall this correctly, they're going to be backing out. We got a superpower. They did not like that. I mean, it was a wrap anyways. They understood it was over there. Next battle, met with a Excadrill. This is another good lead. So, unlike the last video that we did do with Zacian, we're not going to go for play rough right off the bat. That was just stupid. We only did that for 1 battle, but, well, why would you do that? Oh, I didn't want to lower my defense. You're shooting up the next one anyways, okay? So they let the close combat go, bringing in their own Zacian. Going to go for the play rough, and I think we may swap into our Giratina to catch a play rough here, just to hold on to our Zacian. All right, good woman, and we're so good at catching. Being sarcastic, but, you know, it was a play rough, and they're bringing in a Dialga to finish us off here, which is kind of okay. Unfortunately, not able to get to the ominous win to just take a little bit of chip off their health. Bringing in the Melmetal, still 2 shields on both ends here. Their Zacian may have a little bit of energy built up. I wasn't keeping track of that. But we do have our Zacian in the back, which can't take a hit, but it is ready to go for some action here, especially taking some quick moves. Going up against Dialga, it's going to be able to easily absorb those Dragon Breaths. So this is a weird, like, I don't know what I was thinking. I go for Rock Slide. So we get the shield. I mean, that's good. Wait, it was a different battle. Okay, never mind. So going for a superpower, this is perfect. Okay, all right, we're playing around and dancing around just as we want to. Getting to the Rock Slide, which is okay, because now we're going to be able to KO them with, well, we could have KO'd them anyway. What am I talking about? Bring it to the Zacian. That's a wrap. Okay, that's a wrap there. Oh, is this the one? Is this the freaking one where it's... No, it's not. Okay. I thought it was going to be where it kicks me out and I have to actually log back in. Now, here's the problem. Sure, getting kicked out is horrible. I mean, you essentially can count that as a loss. If you can get in quick enough and you were in a good enough position before it did do that to you, then sure, you can pull it back. We've done it twice already. But here's the thing. Will the damn game actually allow you to log in? And speaking of that, look at our opponent. Now look. I mean, it's not like if I win this battle, I'm some sort of really good opponent. Let's just see how much they're going to be able to pull this back after being screwed over like that. I mean, what, they gained like a couple of quick moves worth of energy, unless there was some sort of a visual glitch, which I don't think that really happens too often. It's just more of a putter, and then you all of a sudden see all the quick moves, right? So they were probably not able to start gaining energy there. Swapping into the Dialga, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Melmetal. Obviously having a massive advantage. Again, I'm not trying to say I'm so good for this battle here, but let's see how our opponent, who is a good sport about this, who's still staying here, is going to be able to pull this back, or even fight until the very end, until they have no HP on any Pokemon, which it would be quite surprising considering their beginning, the way it started there. Alright, so I go for Rock Slide. I don't know why. What do you, like, why am I trying to survive with 1 HP? Okay. Alright, so they're bringing in the Mewtwo. We bring in our Giratina. They swap. They have their own Giratina in the back. And this is just, you know, we're just going to go Shadow Ball and take this here. But still not over. You can actually see it's going to get quite close here, even though we still have 2 shields. So they can play some mind games. Okay, so go for Shadow Ball. We call it correctly. Good. Farm them down. And... yeah, this is actually, it's going to screw me here too. Yeah. Alright, so it's not just them. They got theirs, okay? They got their lag at the beginning. Now I got my lag. Can we log back in? And this is what I'm talking about. It actually let me back in at a decent rate the first time. Why does this stupid game take 4 to 5 to 7 times loading that stupid screen to finally get back in? So we get in here. I'm like, whoa, is this actually going to happen? We get to the close combat and I'm pulling this off here. I was like, my goodness, we both lagged out of the game. What a crazy situation there. All right. Now, somebody was suggesting, I got this suggested several times, and I already know. Okay, I'm going to tell you what's up. Well, if you don't like the game freezing, and they say it like this sometimes. I know some of you are just suggesting it in a nice way, but some people are saying it in a snobby way, like, dude, shut up. Why don't you restart your game if you don't like it closing like that? What? Restart it after every game when it takes at least 10 to 15 minutes to get back into the game every time? I'll be doing my battles all day. Are you kidding? There's no logic out there. See, when you're an influencer of some sort, people just throw out crap. They're talking out their ass. And I'm not talking about the people who are being kind and saying, you know, hey, you know, you may want to try to restart it. There's some people who are legitimately like, stop complaining, just restart every time. Like, bro. All right, so we got a Mamoswine out here, which is going to farm us down. Not good. Not good situation. Going for the close combat immediately with the Zacian, and we're getting the last shield. Swapping it to our Melmetal to absorb. Hopefully this was an avalanche. Yeah, baby. Let's go. All right, so they're going to be swapping. They got their own Melmetal in the back, and this still is an iffy situation here. It's not like we're going to be able to pull this off comfortably. So we're going to go ahead and go for our superpower, which is going to debuff our defense, and now they're going to be able to do more to us, which I would assume they're going to go for that unless they go for a tricky Rock Slide, and that's exactly what they do, going for a tricky Rock Slide, getting our first shield. Going for another superpower, not enough to take them out, and now this is getting ridiculously close. Now I'm thinking, what do I do? Shield this up. Zacian has what, like, got 1 HP? I gotta farm them down. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I freaking didn't throw. What am I doing? Superpower, not enough. Immediately swap it to Zacian. They throw, and we just debuffed ourselves, or at least reset the debuffs. We are able to almost get to 2 close combats. Getting to the first one here, we've got literally 1 HP. I actually get there. Unfreaking believable, and we're going to take the win. I'm sure they were probably like, wait a minute. Wait, whoa. That wasn't supposed to happen. Wait a minute. No! All right, so we're rising up, like I said. We're doing great. Of course, there are the force close situation, where not the force close, where the game just simply crashes. It's like, okay, you're doing too good. Just stop. Next battle, we're met with a... Damn, why... Dialga. Sometimes when I'm doing this commentary and I'm trying to be all fast, I lose the names, even though I say them continuously. So we're up against Dialga. Should have reset that and had a nice smooth transition, but we'll keep it in there so you can just see how it works. All right, so they're going to bring in their Mewtwo. We bring in our Giratina, and this is a good situation. Hitting me with the Side Strike. I mean, it's not the best, actually, because technically we need... I wouldn't say 2 shields. You don't necessarily use 2 shields, but it just makes it more comfortable. But they're going to be up on us with a shield. Now, here we go. We got the boost. We had to. I remember we did. I wasn't paying attention because I was yapping my mouth off, not looking at that part. But watch what's going on here. This is a little interesting thing. We already know that Giratina can go up against Zacian, or should I say Yveltal. But look, we're able to bring them down so stinking low. So they have 1 shield. We immediately swap into our Zacian here. Now, unless they have Hurricane, all right, we're good. They don't have it. We're going to go for the play rough, so we do not debuff ourselves here, because they're going to try to go for another one, or they're not even able to get there. Swapping into our Melmetal, and our Zacian has plenty of health left to get to a close combat. So all we really need to do is start to get shields here. They're going to have to shield if they want to win this. Hitting me with a Draco and lowering their attack. Ironhead's still going to be able to do enough to take us out, I do believe, with the Zacian. But this is about a wrap. We've got to... Yeah, it's over. Melmetal's going to finish this off. They let the first one go, shielding this next one up, getting to another superpower, and this is the power of the spammy Melmetal. Make sure you open up those Miltank boxes and take advantage of that, because, come on. I mean, come on, it's a free Ultra. I'm just going to call it Ultra Beast, but it's not an Ultra Beast, but it's an Ultra Beast in this game, for sure, right? In the sense of it's really good, all right? So I can already see it now, some comments. But it's not an Ultra Beast. Like, I know, I just said it's not. All right, anyways, we're going to be swapping into our Giratina as they do bring in their Mewtwo. This is a good thing, obviously. You love to see it. Nice shiny, by the way. Nice Mewtwo. Got my shiny Giratina. Like I said, I'm not the person who will go for the shiny over the regular. It's just wanted to for this one. So we're getting the boost, and I'm thinking, okay, yeah. We'll shield that up. That's our first shield, and we're going to be able to put in the work. Another freaking Yveltal. So let's see. All right, this is the one where things to get crazy. Damn, we have back-to-back Yveltals here with the Giratina. That's crazy. So this is just another testimony. It is showcasing Giratina. So look, here you go. Look at this. Sure, we got the boost, but look how low we're bringing them. Come on. How freaking amazing is that? So I'm fearing their Focus Blast, right? I bring in the Melmetal, but they hit me with the Dark Pulse. Great. And unfortunately, I'm not able to Thunder Shock them down, but I don't think they're going to be able to get to a Focus Blast that quick. Yeah, exactly, even though they were farming up a bunch. And I needed to hold on to that shield. If anything, I would have farmed them down with Zacian. All right, so we're going to be getting the first shield, swapping into our Zacian, going for a bit of a combo breaker, getting their other shield, and we're going to simply shield this up. We could let it go and bring in our Melmetal, but it's not doing as much as the close combat, so we're going to go ahead and play it safe here, shield up the Zacian, and take the win. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all in my next video. Take care.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!